It is a beautiful day out here, and I am blessed to see it. You are blessed to see it and witness it. God did not have to do it, but here we are, enjoying this beautiful day the Lord has made. And let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm out here. It's been a while since I came out here because the pollen has kept me in, but I decided to come on out here. And as you can see, such a pretty day. Beautiful day. Out here on the lake. There's a duck right there. I'm disturbing him, I'm guessing, but nonetheless. So, if you look at the description of this video, I'm talking about how some of us don't look like what we've been through. Have you ever heard people say to you, once you tell them your life story, tell them some things you've overcome or conquered, and they'll say, wow, I never would have guessed that about you. Some people have this idea that, they can just look at you and tell what you've been through, what you've overcome, what you've conquered, what God has delivered you from. Like they can just see all of that in you as soon as they meet you. And many times you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't presume to know everything about a person just because of how they appear before you. And I know for a fact, the things I've been through, things I've overcome, it's nobody but God who did that. And when people say it to me, I always take that moment to let them know, that's how good God is. Only a great, mighty God can bring me out of everything I've gone through and have me still here to live to tell about it. Not only tell you all about it, but to give him the glory about it. To let you know that God can take you and make you brand new and use you as an example of what only he can do. I was on Facebook the other day and there was this video. This lady was like, you know what, some people are so ashamed about what they've been through, what they've gone through, and the enemy will use that to keep you quiet. And she was like, I tell everybody everything I've been through, what I've done, because at the end of the day, look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. All that stuff in the past, yeah, that was me, that was what I did, but what you got to say about me now? You can't throw it in my face now because it don't apply. And that's the thing, when you are getting to a point where you are growing and they see that God glow in you, because the only thing they can do is give you something from your past. And they like to throw that in your face as a way to distract you, I guess to put you in your place. But for me, I keep a constant reminder of my past because I am so thankful for how far I've come. One of the things that I do, I have this picture of me from about 10 years ago. And no, it's probably more than 10 years ago, but I was close to 300 pounds in that picture. And I remember before I got on Facebook, I didn't have a Facebook page. I wasn't really into Facebook until I started to try to, do the social media thing. Then I got on there. But at the time, when you like a picture from like 3 or 4 years ago, it'll pop up in the feed. So this girl, she started going through all my old pictures of when I was bigger, liking them, just being real shady, underhanded, so it could pop up to remind people of, she didn't always look like that. And the thing was, I'm glad she did it, because it was nothing I was ashamed of, because if I was ashamed of it, I wouldn't have still had it up there. All I had to do was delete the picture. But it gave me an opportunity to remind everybody of where I came from and how far I have come. Not only them, but myself. And to just be an example of, if God did this for me, he can do it for you too. And when we refuse to tell our story and we hide behind shame and guilt and embarrassment, you're doing a disservice, because people need to know they're not the only ones going through something. We feel like we're the first person to do something, be embarrassed, do things we're not proud of. People are doing stuff they're not proud of all day, every day. People are embarrassed, ashamed, all that stuff. You're not the first, you won't be the last. But it feels like it. And it feels like it because a lot of people don't want to be honest and transparent about, life. Everybody is here. I don't know, it's pollen. My nose is itching already. Did I bring my mask? I did. But everybody is here just doing their best. And if you have a story or a situation that you've overcome that can help somebody else, why wouldn't you want to help them? Why wouldn't you? And we get so caught up on how we feel like other people are gonna, I definitely can't go. Other people are gonna make us feel bad. And it's not about us. It's about how our story can help someone else. How we can share how good God is, how great he is. How we can be a compass for someone else who's out there trying to navigate, that same situation in life. And so, whatever it is you've gone through, don't be ashamed. You're human. You are human. God knows we're going to fall short. And with, this holiday, it's Easter, but I think they call it Resurrection Sunday now. The whole reason for the season is Jesus died for our sins, so you don't have to live in guilt, in shame. None of that. So give it over to him. Embrace your strength, your power. Let your story become your testimony. Use it to help someone else. Use it as a way to give God his glory. Because when we are in the thick of whatever we're going through, when you're at that lowest point where you just want to die, where you feel like nothing is going to get better, when you feel like you can't get any lower and all hope is gone and you just feel like giving up. But then God comes. God is there. He steps in. His strength fills the void of yours. And you realize all is not lost. Hope is not gone. You get a little more strength. You try one more time. And you get a little more strength, a little more strength, and you try again and again and again. And before you know it, you got a testimony. And so don't let that enemy get you in your head feeling like you don't deserve to share your story. You don't deserve to talk about what you've been through. You don't have to stay held in bondage of your mistake, of your past. Free yourself. Free yourself, and the rest will follow. Tell your story and show his glory. All that good stuff. Hi, Aviation. Oh, thank you, Byron. You look nice also. Hi, Jazz from Tennessee. But just, pray to God. Remember that he's never going to forsake us. He's here for us. He wants us to trust him, and he wants to be there for us. We get so caught up in what people think, what people say. These people are human, just like you are. Nobody is sitting high enough to where they have never fallen short of his grace and glory. We are all imperfect and flawed, and only saved by his grace. And can't nobody give you that grace but God. And we will put so much emphasis on a flawed human and their opinion of what we got going on. We lose sight of who is really in control, who at the end of the day has your salvation in his hands. And it ain't no person walking around on this earth that has the power. They may think they have the power, and they only have it if I give it to them. And I'm not giving anyone the power over me. Nobody but God. So I want to just come on here and remind people of who is ultimately in control of our souls. And it's not some random person on social media that has something negative to say about something you did. It's not, your coworker that's at work getting on your nerves, saying stuff. None of them hold any type of power. They believe they do, and you may feel like they do, but they don't. It's just their opinion. And when you think about it, I took this psychology class, and it talked about how a lot of the things only have the power that we give to them is because of our belief in it. And you stop believing in it, you take that power away. And so just try to remember that God is the one who is in control. And have a beautiful Saturday. Have a beautiful Saturday. Have a beautiful Saturday. Have a beautiful Saturday. I'm gonna have a beautiful Saturday because I'm a beautiful person. So why shouldn't I have a beautiful Saturday? All right, take care. Bye.